future systems. Okay, we're going to make it official and get going. For those of you that are new to the page, my name is Don. We're doing Tai Chi for the umpteenth time. Just a few sessions on video, though. This is a kind of a new thing for everybody. And my compliments to Katie York and her colleagues for making this possible. If you have an opportunity, please support the township's efforts to help us mature individuals and make it known that you appreciate what they're doing, as I sure do. Okay, what we're doing around here is Tai Chi Chuan. It is an ancient and honored martial arts system that has been repurposed in today's world for mental, physical, and emotional health maintenance. We're going to do a few warm-up exercises. We're going to do some Tai Chi. We're going to do some detail work. We're going to work on very small kinds of important things that you have to get done right. For the veterans, you've heard all this 100 times. For the new folks, it's a picky thing to do. It's one of the very best things you can do for yourself, mind, body, and soul. And even Harvard medical studies suggest that you really ought to try Tai Chi. For those of you who happen to have some body parts that don't work particularly well, get over it. All of us are in that boat around here. What you need to do is to make the most of what you've got to work with. And we really, really want you to work on all the details as you do with a purpose in mind. That purpose might just be being able to balance yourself easily. It might be to be able to turn and move easily. It might be a postural sort of problem. All kinds of things are helped by practicing Tai Chi. The one universal is that we're looking for control all the time, control of your own body. As a martial arts system, the reason that you're worried about control of your own body is that if you did that part well enough, you could control somebody else's body. So that's how it works. I highly suggest that you go out and learn all you can about Tai Chi at the library, if and when they ever open again. Yes, they will, I'm sure. But go online. YouTube is your friend. Google is your friend. You can learn tons and tons of stuff about what we do. Meanwhile, let's go to work. The first thing that we do when we practice Tai Chi is to get into what's called the Wu Ji position. To do that, your head is upright, your chin is tucked toward your body, your shoulders are relaxed and rounded forward. You're going to tuck your tailbone and bend your knees and check to see that your feet are close together with all your toes pointed forward. That's the Wu Ji position, and we use it as a starting place for a lot of things. Next up, we're going to bow in. We bow in because this is an ancient martial arts system. A tradition is to bow in. I'm a traditional old martial artist, so we're going to bow in. Your left hand becomes a little palm. Your right hand becomes a fist. You're going to put your weight on your right side and put your left foot forward into a point step. Your heel is off the floor and you just put it out there with no weight on it. Now fold your left hand over your right fist. Keep your eyes up as you bow. We're in business. We'll do that again at the end of the class, again because it's a tradition. Meanwhile, we're going to do some exercises meant to work on your ligaments and your tendons. We don't care about building muscle mass, although you will gain muscle mass in your lower body as you practice Tai Chi. It just makes you stronger. So, first we're going to put all our weight on the left side and sink. Pick up the right heel just a little bit and check your balance. If the balance is okay, go to a tiptoe position with your right foot and check your balance again. If it's still all right, pick up the knee, move the foot, and gently touch the floor. Then lower the heel part of the way and push the heel out to straighten that foot. Now center your weight and sink. Your feet should be just a little bit wider than your hips. Your shoulders and arms should be nice and droopy. Your elbows should be just flexed nice and easily. And you're ready for the first exercise, which is called swinging arms. To do that, turn your body to the right, then to the left, and do it again. We call this swinging arms, but your arms really aren't doing anything. It's your body that makes the arms swing. You can do this as quickly or as slowly as you please. Take a look over your shoulder in the direction that you're turning, and you're going to turn a little bit more completely. Okay, while we're out here, let's do my favorite stretch. It's called touch the earth and hold the sky. It has 6 steps. Number 1, bend the knees a little extra. Lightly interlace your fingers out in front of your body. 2, keep your knees bent, turn the palms up and push enthusiastically toward the ceiling. 3, keep your knees bent, go up on the front half of your feet and stay there. 4, keep your knees bent, push down with your right palm, push up with your left one. 5, keep your knees bent, bring the top hand down, point your fingers forward. Now lift the fingertips and push back with your hands, with the heels of your hands. And 6, relax. 1, 2, 3, and hold it. This time for number 4, your left hand pushes down, your right hand pushes up. 5, top hand down, point the fingers forward, lift the fingertips and push back. 6, relax. 1, 2, 3, right push, pushing back, down. 1 more, please. 1, 2, 3, and hold it. Left push, pushing back, and down. My favorite stretch. Okay, let's go back to the Wuji position for some double knee circles. Bend your knees to find your knees with your hands. Keep your face facing forward. We're going to do 15 rotations in each direction. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. If your knees are tired after you finish those, you need to do more of them. The quadricep muscle group gets a little tired, then you need to just build that up a little bit. Okay, next up, let's do some tiger stretches. Your feet are out wider than your hip bones. I like them a little extended. A nice deep knee bend. Your hands can either be out in front of you at chest level, or they can be on your hips, whichever you please. Start by shifting to the right side and sinking. Now pick up your left toes and turn them 90 degrees out. Your body is still facing the camera. Shift your weight left and sink. Shift back, pivot your toes to the front, shift to the left side and sink. Pick up the right toes, turn them out, shift to the right and sink. Shift and pivot, shift and sink. Pick up the toes, turn them, shift and sink. Shift and pivot, shift and sink. Pick up the toes and turn, shift and sink. Shift and pivot, shift and sink. Pick up the toes and turn, shift and sink. Shift and pivot, stand up and stop. Okay, that's a really good exercise. We only did it a couple of times on each side. But if you do that and adjust your feet sideways so that it becomes a little bit of a challenge, you'd be amazed at how strong it's going to make the muscles, the ligaments and tendons that hold your legs to your body and also your knees. It's very helpful for all of that, and probably your ankles too. So finally, for our exercise set, we're going to do standing post. 2 minutes of uninterrupted relaxation. Your feet should be wider than your hips. You should have a nice knee bend, tuck your tailbone, round your shoulders and relax them. Hands up in front of your chest. 2 minutes of uninterrupted relaxation. Remember your breathing. Diaphragmatic, nice and deep and slow and soft. One minute. And hands down. 2 minutes. That may be one of the most important exercises that we do. It looks like you're not doing anything, but in reality, it is an isometric exercise. You're working your muscles against themselves, kind of. And it's also a good way to learn how to feel what's going on in your body. Okay, the form. For the new folks, the word form in the world of Tai Chi and Kung Fu means a choreographed sequence of events that you do the same all the time. The form that we're doing is called a Taste of Tai Chi. It has 12 postures, and it's not an easiest thing in the world to do, but it's still in all just choreography. So if you pay attention to the details and do the details right, you're going to get it. Let me warn you that it's all in the footwork. If you don't get the footwork correct, then the rest of it is really very, very difficult to pull off. So let's see what we got. First thing that we're going to do is everything that we're going to do. We're going to do the form, and I'm going to announce the name of the posture and use numbers. The numbers indicate a certain series of movements within each posture that you have to get done by the time the next number comes up. It's confusing. I suggest you go to the website and download the step-by-step instruction sheet for it, and also watch the videos of me doing the form that we're practicing. Are you ready? I'm going to assume so because I asked you to mute your systems. So here we go. Preparation. 1, 2. Initiation. 1, 2, 3, 4. Grasping the bird's tail to the right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Turn your left toes. 8, 9, 10. Single whip. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wave hands like clouds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Brush knee and push. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hands strum the lute. 1, 2, 3. Step back and repulse the monkey. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3. Deflect, intercept, and punch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Shutting the door. 1, 2, 3, 4. Crossing hands. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Conclusion. 1, 2, 3, 4. A piece of cake, right? Nothing to it. Yeah, right. Okay, let's talk about a few detailed things. Let's talk first about your feet. Let's talk about your bubbling well. The bubbling well is in about the middle of your foot, about there, okay? What it is the geographical center of the weight distribution on your foot when you're standing on it, okay? What you want to do is to make sure that your weight is not going forward towards your toes, nor going back toward your heels, not side to side either. If you get that part right, then you'll understand about balancing yourself. There are several components that enter into whether or not you can balance. One of them is trying to lower your center of gravity. We ask you to sink your shoulders and bend your knees to bring your center of gravity down. We also want you to round your shoulders as you do that, because by doing that, you're bringing your center of gravity a little forward. In other words, we're trying to line everything up with your bubbling well. So if you get that right, it's pretty hard to not be balanced. And the more you can sink, the easier it is, because you're simply naturally closer to the center of the earth, which means that your center of gravity is a lot lower. That's always a good thing. If you, excuse me, if you stand up straight and tall and then try to balance, if you're just the tiniest bit off balance, you're going to fall. It's like a tree in the forest, you're going to fall. So always try to keep your body sunken. Try to get your body to move toward the floor all the time. Okay, so keeping the body toward the floor, one simple concept. What about when you got to move someplace? Well, we always have to move someplace. So when you're going to pick up one foot like we do at the very beginning, you don't need to pick it up here, although that worked pretty good. All you need to do is to pick it up enough so that you're comfortable. Then when you move it, what you're going to do is to keep your weight back where it started and be very tentative. Make your movement a very almost delicate kind of a move. You're going to reach out and find the floor with your toe. You don't put any weight over there at all. You just reach out, find the floor with your toe. Then what you have to do, because depends on where you're going to go, you may have to straighten your foot. So you're going to bring your foot down a little bit, bring the heel closer to the floor, and push the heel out. That's just so you can look pretty when you come to your centered attention position, okay? You don't want to have one foot looking sideways when you're trying to look all cool and straight. So you touch with your toe, push the heel, center your weight, then sink everything, okay? Okay, now what happens when you have to turn someplace? This is the other big problem. Not problem, it's a challenge. It's something you're not used to doing all the time, so it doesn't come naturally. There's always going to be a corner over here behind you, right? If not, you can imagine one. So what we're going to do, very often when we turn position, we go into what we call a T-step. The T-step means that your body, mute your system, please. Mute the system. Who is that? Please mute your system. Okay. When you go into that T-step position, the knee is going to be turned out 90 degrees, but you're going to step even behind that. So you can do it a couple of ways. Sometimes I turn my body and look in the direction I'm going to turn, and then step there. Or because I'm pretty experienced at this, I know where I got to step, so I just reach back. Now your toe needs to face 90 degrees so that when you shift your weight and when you sink, pick up the back toes and simply turn your body, you're going to be in a perfect bow and arrow position. Okay, let's try that a couple of times. So from the Wuji position, on the left side, make a T-step with your right foot. Step toward the corner behind yourself. Shift your weight and stick on the front leg. Pick up the back toe. Turn your body in a bow and arrow position.
Barry Smith, please mute your audio.
Somebody out there needs to quiet their system. Please put it on mute.
Okay.
Everybody listening to me? Check.
Barry Smith, please mute your audio. Thank you.
Okay, so let's all try that together. From the Wuji position, shift and sink on your left, make a T-step right. Step back toward the corner. Slowly and carefully shift your weight onto the front leg and then sink. Remember, don't go past your bubbling well. You should be in a position to pick up the back toes easily. Now just turn your body toward that direction. Now look down and see if you're in a proper bow and arrow stance. A bow and arrow stance from the front will look like this. The front foot is pointed forward, the back foot is pointed off at a 45-degree angle. Your weight is a little bit forward, but hardly, and your weight is sunken. Your knees are nicely bent, your shoulders are in a nice, relaxed position. This is a very powerful defensive and offensive situation. If you go too far, though, somebody can pull you forward and off balance very easily. So the whole idea of balance is important throughout the Tai Chi form. So let's work on the first 6 postures today. We did the first 3 last week. We're going to add to it. First, we're going to do the first 3 like we did it, and then we're going to add on. Okay, preparation in 2 steps. 1, 2, very nice. Initiation in 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Grasping the bird's tail to the right. 1, here comes that step. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, turn the left toes. 8, 9, 10. Okay, when you finish up, your body should have a little tilt to it because you don't push anything with your back straight up. You're leaning into a little bit. Your hands are forward, but they are not rigid. The elbows are nicely bent. Your shoulders are relaxed. Okay, one more time, then we'll move on. Preparation. Initiation. Grasping the bird's tail to the right. Okay, comfortable with that? Well, maybe a little bit. Okay, keep in mind that when you practice, you are practicing, right? When you practice, do one posture at a time. Don't try to make the whole string of pearls without the string. Okay, isn't going to work. One pearl at a time. Okay. The next posture is called single flip. Okay, and first you're going to shift back and sink and turn your body. 2, reach out with the right hand and make a hook. Your left hand goes to your other hip, your off hip, and you pull your foot in for a T-step. You're going to step to the corner into a sit step. Shift your weight forward and bring your left hand up to guard your face. Your weight is now on the front leg, so you can pick up the toes on the back foot. Turn the body and bring your left hand in close to your shoulder. Turn the hand and push forward with the edge of your hand. Let me break that down and show you what's going on. Okay, from here, we shift back and sink on the left side and simply bring your body around with your hands in place. This is called a two-handed wipe. What you're really doing is intercepting somebody's arm just above the wrist with one hand. And as he keeps going, you're going to intercept his arm above the elbow with the other hand. You're just getting him out of the way so that you can do something self-defensive, shall we say. So, 1, pull your weight back and sink, and turn. Number 2, your right hand goes back to make a hook, while your left hand goes to your right hip, and your left foot pulls in to a T-step position. Okay? Now you need to step toward the corner with your left foot. Now, as you shift your weight forward, bring your left hand up to guard your face. Your body is pretty much still facing the camera. Okay? Now, because your weight's on the front foot, you can pick up the back toes. As you turn your body, bring your left hand in close in front of your left shoulder. Then turn the hand so the edge of your hand faces forward and push forward. Don't go so far so your fingers have to start pointing forward. The heel of your hand right here is doing the work. So your elbow's got to be bent enough so that that stays straight. What's with this hook business though, huh? Am I talking to lamb chop or something? No. What's going on? When you make a hook, you're making another weapon. And I'm telling you this so that you have an idea of the purpose behind these things. We are not training you for self-defense, but you never know what might help out someday. So to make the hook the way that we're doing it, your little finger tucks in, your ring finger, your middle finger, they all tuck into the middle of your palm. That leaves you with the L sign, okay? Bend your wrist and put the forefinger and the thumb together. That's turning into a beak kind of weapon. It's good for your eyes, the carotid artery, any of the pressure points throughout your body, and it can really hurt, okay? As long as you've done all those things correctly. It doesn't work if you put your hands like you're holding a wet tea bag or a dead mouse or something. Okay, you got to do that part of it. Also, while you did that, you formed a hard bony surface with the back of your hand. That is also a weapon. Good for up under the chin or on the side of the jaw and the temple and those pressure points that we talked about. Okay, let's do it again. From the end of grasping the bird's tail. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Got it? We'll see. Okay, next up is something called wave hands like clouds. Pretty cool looking. Let me show you what it looks like. It's just a bunch of arm waving going on as you shift your weight back and forth. What it's for is blocking incoming punches. This is called our favorite defense movement, maybe. Okay, it's a ward off, W-A-R-D-O-F, off. Anytime you're moving your hand up, using this part of your arm to defend yourself, it's a ward off. Almost always moves from down to up. And what we're doing, here's where your imagination has to come in. Somebody is punching me with their left hand, so I'm going to use my left arm to block it up, and then I turn it into a kind of a gate. And by turning my body, I keep that arm trapped here and turn it so it no longer is threatening me. And then if I want, I can strike. So I come up, turn, and push. And I'm just doing more of them with the other hand. You see that I'm moving one hand up and one hand down. That's so that I can prepare the other hand just in case he's going to punch again with the other hand. Okay? It's choreographed. It's a dance. It's meant to look even and pretty and measured and all that other stuff. So, from the end of the single whip, shift and sink your weight on the right side and pivot the whole left side of your body. Your left hand ends up pointing at the floor. The fingers are pointing at the floor. The thumb's pointing straight ahead. My right hand is way up here. Now, I'm going to shift my weight as I shift my hands up and down. And I pivot toward the left, then push forward with my left hand. Right hand ends up on my right hip. Then I'm going to do it again. So I'm going to step out, nice and tentatively, reaching out with my toes, shift my weight, shift my hands up and down. Hands stay where they are as I turn my body. Then I push forward with the right hand, left hand goes to the hip. Pull the left foot in a little bit. As I shift my weight, push up with the left hand, down with the right. Turn my body, push forward with the left, right hand goes to the hip. Confused yet? Yeah, I know. Just wait till we get to the 24 posture form. We have a count of 17. Here it's a lot less. Okay, so from the end of the single whip. And 1, 2, 3, 4 is the step out. 5, 6, 7 is a pull. 8, 9. Shall we smooth that one out? Tell you what, let's go from the end of grasping the bird's tail and do both of those postures. So we're at the end of grasping the bird's tail to the right. And 1, 2, 3, 4, turn the toes, 5. Wave hands like clouds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. When you're doing the postures, a few things that you should remember. It doesn't come easy trying to remember multiple things at the same time, but Tai Chi is a system where you do have to be able to walk and chew gum. I'm not very good at that, and it took me a long time to be able to synchronize everything, but everything is synchronized. It doesn't mean that everything occurs at the same time, because it doesn't. Things lead, things follow, and things work along with other things. So you need to know the dance. It's just choreography. Besides that, we want you to remember to breathe. And we want you to remember to breathe in conjunction with the movements. The short form is that when you're breathing in, you're gathering energy. When you're breathing out, you're dispersing energy. You can match that to the movements of your body. When you're bringing stuff in, you're bringing energy by the breath work, and you're preparing to use that energy. When you're moving out, you're dispensing that energy, and you're dispensing breath at the same time. They go hand in glove. Okay, they work at the same time. Okay, the last three from grasping the bird's tail. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. How many is pleased with themselves? Well, you can tell me later. Next up, brush knee and push, and it goes like this. So, see, where did I finish? I finished over here. We're going to shift the weight. Hands go back. The right hand is palm up, the left hand is palm down, and you made a T-step. Make a sit step. Shift your weight forward. Your right hand comes close to your right eyebrow somewhere. Your left hand is right in front of your left thigh with the palm facing forward. It's kind of a big sweep thing that we're doing here. Okay, now your weight's on the front so you can pick up your back toes. You're going to keep the body in and the hands in the position that they're at as you turn. Then you're going to push forward with the right hand. Left hand is going to come to rest right next to your thigh over here, like you're holding your hand on the back of the couch. Okay, so from here, what do we do? Okay, from here, shift back, make your T-step. Right palm is up, left palm is down. They're pretty much about chest level. Make a sit step with your left foot. Shift your weight sideways. You're leading with your shoulder. Bring your right hand close to your right eyebrow somewhere. Your left hand in front of your left thigh. Pick up your right toes. Turn. Push forward at shoulder level with your right palm. Left hand is next to your thigh, about pants pocket level. Okay? Again. Okay. Okay. Shift back. step out, shift forward, pick up your back toes, turn the body, push, brush, knee, and push. Okay, let me refer you to the videotapes, okay? I got 2 of them on the website. They're both of me doing this same form some years ago, of course. And what I'd like you to do when you watch them is to look at one posture at a time. Watch it, practice it, watch it, practice it until you're satisfied, okay? And if you're never satisfied, get in touch with me and we'll work it out, okay? All right, you've had enough rest. Let's get back to the last 3, okay? From the end of grasping the bird's tail. And 1, 2, 3, 4, turn the back toes, 5, wave hands like clouds, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Brush knee and push. 1, 2, 3. Pick up your back toes. 4, 5. How's that feel? You ready to pat yourself on the back? Hope so. Okay, Tai Chi is what I call purposeful movement. And the purposefulness is the same as simply paying attention to the details and doing everything as if everything had a purpose. Well, in Tai Chi, everything does have a purpose. Every movement is a setup for the next thing that's coming up, whether or not you're talking about the entire posture or something as simple as a step. If you don't do that step right, then you can't do the next part right. If you forget to bring your toes around when you turn, you might injure your knee or your ankle or your thigh. So everything has a purpose. Sinking your shoulders, bending your knees, it all has a purpose. What you need to do is convince yourself, and I know it's not easy, to use every movement as an opportunity to focus very, very thoroughly on doing that particular piece of it. Not sure I'm making a whole lot of sense to some of you because people don't think that way. It's just not normal. But then it's been said that folks who practice Tai Chi might not be completely normal anyway. So it's okay. But the point is, everybody, by doing everything with that purposefulness, what you do is to train your body, your mind, and your emotional system to be something that is a controllable entity. If you can't control everything, your mind, your body, and your spirit, then you're not in control at all, okay? If some of you have gone out and gotten the books about Tai Chi, you will notice a major part of the content is always about your head, always about your mind. And absolutely, it's true. You can't get by on sheer physicality, nor simply intellectualism, nor spiritualism. It all has to be a partnership. So you got to do it all correctly. Okay, so let's go back to the last 3 that we worked on today. starting with single whip. And 1, 2, 3, 4, turn the back toes, 5, wave hands like clouds, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Rush knee and push. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Starting to feel like Tai Chi yet? Some of you are shaking your heads up and down. Some of you are wondering why the heck you showed up. But it does take some time. But the benefits start as soon as you start practicing. Okay, the benefits are immediate and they just keep on going as long as you keep on practicing. But then that's true of anything. You want any good to happen out of anything you're doing, you got to work at it. Tai Chi is no different. The good part about Tai Chi, you don't have to go to a gym. You don't have to wear special clothes, although I wear my Kung Fu suit because it's a tradition. And I already told you about my tradition leanings. And it's something that you can do for a minute or an hour. It doesn't much matter. You're always going to be helpful. So it's 11:25 by my clock, and we're winding down. We're going to do the grand finale now. The grand finale is just more of the same. It's the entire form, except I'm not going to give you any help. I'm not going to give you any numbers nor any position names. That might be a good thing because sometimes it's distracting, and I know it. Okay, so Wuji positions, please. And begin. Okay. The last half of it, the last 6 pieces are still mysterious to some of you, and it's okay. Sometimes I even find them mysterious myself. So it's a work in progress all the time. Um, every time you practice, it's a brand new start at learning a brand new thing. So look at it that way. Don't think that you're adding on to something that's eventually going to be a perfect unit. Okay, doesn't happen that way. I'm doing this a little over 30 years and I still mess it up on a regular basis. So don't be afraid to do that. If you're not sure about it, ask me. We'll figure it out. Okay, just a reminder, you can visit my website for a lot of answers. There's probably more stuff there than you really want to know, but it's got some good references. It's got the videos that let you see what I'm doing, and it's a gateway if you need to contact me. My email address, don.madsen@gmail.com. You can email me any old time you please. And I guess that's about all I got to say. Let's see your Wuji position again. You're going to bow out. Okay. Your left hand is a willow palm. Your right hand is a fist. Your left foot is a point step. Fold your left hand over the right fist. Keep your eyes up as you bow. And we're done. Thanks, everybody. Have a great week, and I'll see you next week. Same time, same place. Katie, are you there?